Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
beautiful. Greetings, luminous souls.
Greetings.
I'm with Neil Shabuggy Max, my best friend and amazing guide and wayshower. Just creating some beautiful content, playing some music.
'Cause I'm as free as a bird now.
Yeah, baby.
It's just serious stuff going on over, guys.
Serious
Cool.
stuff.
Well, we made it. We made
We
it. We
we
made it.
we made it here, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, here we are. I'm
So,
grateful to be here.
power of state of being, Hoot. Tell me a
Yes.
story about a time when you thought things were scary and you just chose to just find beauty somewhere, anywhere in the now, and things worked out for you really well. You have a story like that?
Oh, of course I have a story like that. And the one that popped out the most was, being entangled with the court system. It was a scary, scary time, or so I thought. But that essentially was like the start of my spiritual journey. Well, I've had
Yes.
those experiences, those spiritual journeys throughout my life, where I've connected it now,
Yes.
looking back in this more awakened state. Um, but yeah, it was scary, and I
Yeah.
yeah, having that loom over you, especially if it's something that is like one of your biggest fears. Like I think our biggest fears show up to us so we can transcend them as well. Like our fears like
Yeah.
come in, and we get to take a look at them. and see what comes up and kind of dive into it, and dive into that. Like I've discovered the best way out is going through it and feeling those emotions. But yeah, so when you have like your freedom is at stake kind of thing, then it changes a lot of perspectives with things.
Yes.
And so it was a beautiful journey of self-discovery and exploration into it. And I feel like, yeah, I was just scared. I was scared to do anything. But I committed to myself to start meditating daily when I checked into rehab, and I started meditating daily. And then so
Yes.
much just started coming through by doing that, because what a gift, meditation
Yeah.
is. And when things would get really bad, and I wasn't even aware of it at the time, or like when, you play those thoughts in your head, like so much craziness going on, like I had that. And I would start
Mhm.
tapping right here. I wasn't aware
Yes.
of what I was doing at the time, but I started tapping right here. And that would calm me down. That would bring me more into
Yes.
the present moment. Yeah, right there. Right on your
Oh,
third eye. Or I like to call it your
yeah.
first
Yeah.
eye.
Okay. I'm
Just
feeling it.
tapping right there. That would bring me back right into the now. I didn't know what it was doing at the time, but I just knew it was helping me, right? And then
Cool.
connect the
Cool hack.
dots. Yeah, it's cool. You're doing a great job tapping on
Yeah.
that.
Cool hack. I love it.
But that would totally bring me right back to the now moment in the present,
Yes.
and then think of things that I enjoy thinking about, and shift my
Mm.
perspective, my focus to something that I love, and
Mm.
like at that time it was like going to the beach and getting on my rollerblades, just thinking
Yes.
or anything, or just thinking, of your puppy or whatever it is, something to bring you back into that state of
Puppies.
joy. And
Mm.
yeah, puppies, like that's what I find, like that's the best way to discover unconditional love, right? Just go play with a puppy, that's love without conditions right there. And so they're great way showers in that
Yes.
aspect of doing that, like. So yeah, I think that's essentially one of the most challenging circumstances to be in, and
Mm.
finding a way to get back to the now, to being in the
So
now.
when you got back to that now, after you tapped on your head or thought of golden retrievers and rainbows and
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
after you did that, then what was that experience that you had?
After I did that,
Yeah.
it was like a overwhelming sense of peace. Not overwhelming. I'll change that
Whoa.
verbiage. It was just peace enveloped me. More peace. It's like
Mm,
because you're tuning
yes.
into who you truly are. I
Yes.
wasn't aware at the time, but that's getting back to the essence of you, the divine spark that you're holding within, right?
Yes.
So that's kind of what did it for me. And then it's just like, peace, 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 or joy, joy, joy. um,
Peace, peace, joy, joy. Happy, happy,
peace,
joy, joy.
happy, happy, love, love, love. What a journey, what a journey to go on that. And I'm so grateful for that. Because like
Yeah.
I think you can look back at the most challenging times in your life and see, in retrospect, you can see how everything has been working out for you. I think our challenges are our greatest teachers. And by going through an experience where you think everything is over, right? Well, maybe that's what was supposed to happen.
Yes.
Because I experienced a death, like a death of my ego and my
Yes.
old ways of being, and came into a new glorious light of
Yes.
sorts. And that access was, meditation for it. Meditation just changed everything. Doing it
So
daily.
so it sounds like you had all these permission slips right in the court system and rehab, and then you found these permission slips, meditation and thinking of puppies and tapping on your forehead and
Yeah.
just breathing more and coming back into the now. And then what happened?
Then I I wanted to find any way possible to go like on this spiritual journey, which is funny
Yeah.
because like growing up, my parents, they're very spiritual, and that was a gift to have that growing up and be exposed to that. But I didn't want anything to do with
Yeah.
it back in the time, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, where do I start? But meditation just started giving the answers, and I started taking these classes at Agape International Spiritual Center, and that was
Okay.
magic. And then
Mm.
start doing
What did it give you?
um it gave me you know what I loved? It created a safe container, like these classes,
Ooh.
like
All
where
right.
there's no judgment and there's no
Yes.
shame. So
Yes.
you're free to be yourself, right? You're
I love
free
that.
to be the authentic you. But I think
Yes.
that's what I learned throughout the whole time is being vulnerable and sharing authentically, like what you've gone through, the power of group sharing, like
Mm.
we share with each other all the time. Like there's such a
Mm.
power to that in sharing with a group, because then you don't feel so all alone, in
Yes.
your story. And you hear other stories that are way worse than your story, and you're like, oh wow, they've been through a lot
Yeah.
too. But that's so healing for everybody, right?
Yeah.
So healing for everybody. And uh, so so that safe container for sure in those classes,
Yep.
and
What
connecting
else?
with other people, and you even
Yes.
get like a prayer partner, someone that
Yeah.
you're supposed to call up and do prayers every day, and you do these affirmative prayers, and
Oh,
it's like
cool.
everything absolutely shifts really quick in your
When you
experience.
shift, when you shift,
When you shift, when I shift, yeah.
when you shift, everything shifts,
Yes, exactly.
right?
Change your
When you're
perspective,
when
change
you're
your life.
waiting when you're waiting for it to show up a certain way, it's waiting for you to show up a certain way.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, the more conditional you are, the more conditions you get. The more unconditional you are, the more fun you have, and the easier it is to do whatever you want. You're free, you're
Yes.
free, you're free, you know? And
I'm free.
m
I am free. I am free.
yeah, and on my journey, as you know, I have been investigating into the money and money system and the old systems and new systems and the 5D
Yeah.
systems and the freedom systems and the crypto systems. And, I had a hedge fund and a wealth management firm for that. And the hedge fund didn't go according to plan. It was a crypto hedge fund. It was one of the first. And I sort of crashed it, to be honest with you. I didn't know that at the time, but now looking
Mm.
back at it, because I wasn't happy. I thought that was going to give me happiness. And then I lost that. I lost the clients. I lost my marriage and some other things, some houses and some cars and stuff like that. And that set me free because
Yeah,
up until that moment, I was always conditional. I didn't know it, but it was like, well, slightly too induced back then, or whatever my permission slips were back then. But I was hiding, masking up something inside that hurt, and it was a sense of loneliness, and it was a sense of emptiness, and it was a sense of needing more to feel good, more tequila, more wine, or whatever it was I was drinking at the time. And I didn't drink to the point where, well, I guess eventually it affected me negatively, right? Because I was like, I need to stop. I did. Um, so
yeah, we
what I
use
mean
those
is,
distractions, right? We use all these
yeah,
distractions, like,
I was a high
so we won't
functioning.
look at the issue, so we won't look at what's really going on
Yes,
inside.
right.
Yeah,
And it can
yeah.
be social media. I've done it with that. You can use meditation as that tool. Hey, I'm going to do meditation so I feel this, right? Or, hey, I'm going to do mushrooms so I don't feel this. Or, I'm going to smoke marijuana so I don't feel this. I'm just going to stay high all the time, right? I'm fasting a lot and I'm high. I'm high. And I feel
Yes.
like I'm feeling more though. I feel like fasting is a way to feel more now than it is to run away from something. I feel more like a 2-year-old where it's like if I'm frustrated for a second, I'm like, "Oh, and then I work it out and I'm happy and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm happy now, babies, puppies. And
Right.
it just flows through. It goes and changes quickly. And those are the things that no one will tell you. Like me and Hoot, we were talking about YouTube monetization and stuff like this, and it's like, what I would put on here would be a commercial right now, commercial break for fasting, and it
Oh,
would
I
tell you
love
not to
it.
eat what you're gonna eat, but it would tell you to love yourself and just choose for yourself, and it would tell you to just button it up for 36 hours and reprint a whole new immune system. You don't need doctors anymore. You don't need anything. You just fast and you heal and you
Yes.
get stem cells and your brain cells grow and your mood improves and your skin gets better and you look younger and you feel younger and everything just mirrors that back to you. And so I put a commercial like that here now,
Yeah,
and
totally.
nobody's going to pay for that commercial though, except me and
Yeah,
you,
nobody's
because
gonna consume anything.
yeah, that nobody makes money when you do that,
Right.
right?
But it's
So
such
that's
a
like the
gift you can give
paradox.
yourself.
It's the paradox of this whole thing. It's about how many people are here, how many followers, how many money do you have, how many whatever, and more, more, more. And none of that will give you any of what's available by going outside.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, for me, like it took the shift. It shifted everything from looking for everything outside of myself in the world of appearances and effects, right? Looking for
Mhm.
everything outside of me to bring me that happiness or bring me that joy or bring me that love or any of that connection that I wanted. Like when you're relying on the outside world for that, sometimes you'll get, sometimes you won't, right? But
Yeah.
every time when you go inside, you're going to receive that, whatever it is that you need to receive it. And so I love that because I learned to disconnect more from like the material things, those possessions that, plus a lot of them just went out of my life anyways. And what a gift, like you were saying, like by releasing that, you're like creating more space for a lot more
Yeah.
light to come in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like there's this paradox where it's like when stuff is leaving your life, you're like, "Oh no, not the first car, not the convertible. Oh, not the boat. Oh, not the third car. No, oh, not that house. Oh, not that relationship." And you're like trying to hold on to these things as they're leaving, and eventually you just say, "Whatever, man. I'm just gonna be appreciative that the sun came up today and I didn't have to do anything." You know what I
Yes,
mean?
indeed.
You
Yeah,
sort of it becomes choiceless.
it does become choiceless. It brings you back. It brings you back to love.
Yeah.
Honestly. And when you tune
Yeah.
into that love that you are, you know, and I guess one of the most healing parts, not I guess, I know one of the most healing parts of the journey was going through this hypnosis and going back to the version of me that I couldn't stand, that I had like so much guilt,
Yeah.
shame, right?
Yeah.
I had all
Yes.
that.
Yes.
And to go back in. and love that person, that version of myself
Yes.
that I was hating, right?
Yes.
I mean, it's doing it now, like the floodgates opening a little bit, tearing up again. But
Yes.
like that, that was one of the most healing experiences, to go back and love the version of yourself that you didn't like, and
Yeah.
wrap yourself in love and say, I love you.
I love
I'm
you.
grateful for you. Right? It's
Yeah.
like so healing, and tears just pour, and that's energy that wants to move. Right? So when we feel
Right.
tears, let those tears flow. When you feel
Yes.
anger, let that flow too. But you know,
Yeah.
whatever
Yeah.
it is, sit with it, process it. It's
Yeah.
so cool. It's such a cool process. Like, it's funny just
Yeah.
with the programming that we we're taught to distract ourselves and push that stuff away. Really just invite it in, bring it in and experience that, so you can
Yes.
clear it. Can
Yeah.
clear it.
And so you can just make peace with it.
Mm,
Because when you make peace with everything, everything makes peace with you.
I love that. When I make peace with everything, everything makes peace with me, and I can see that. You
Yeah.
can track back through those stories, through that timeline, and see
Yeah.
where you become at peace with it. The peace just envelops you. It's a beautiful, beautiful vibration. For
Yes.
sure.
And it's
Yeah.
freeing, because all the way down while you're letting go of stuff, you're actually you don't know it, but you're finding more peace because you can't be worried about that anymore. I couldn't be worried about the company. I couldn't be worried about the employees. I couldn't be worried about the clients. I couldn't be worried about my partner, my kids, all that stuff. In that moment, you just are focused in this now
Mm.
really
Yeah.
deeply. The
You have
presence
to.
The presence comes into you, exactly, and you don't know if you're gonna be alive. I mean, you really are having a confrontation with yourself in a way where it's like, "What does it matter if I die?" Right? And there's
Yeah.
those moments, and then you're like, "Does any of this really matter?" And you kinda have that Bardot experience where, you know, you did hero's dose and you are in between reality and non-reality, and so you can see all the connections and how you're connected to all of it,
All
and
of it.
how yeah, and how all of it is you. It's all mirroring you back to you. It is you. You are the mirror to yourself, and so then you embrace life in a new way, and you come back up air, and you get a gasp of air, you come back up, and you go, "Oh
Yeah.
crap, I'm still alive. Thank
I'm
God."
still alive.
Right? And then you're like, "Oh, the nature feels good. There's grass here. Oh, there's my friend. Let me give him a hug or her a hug." And just everything becomes more in the now, less out in these constructs of the mind that we absorb through school and TV and our friends and our parents. We landed here on the planet and everything just was a certain way. And so we were like, okay, we'll go with that. And once you come back from this Bardot place, you're like, no, that doesn't have to be that way. I don't have to agree to that anymore. This wasn't serving me, bless this, bless it all.
Bless it
Eventually,
all.
you eventually get there, but for a while you're like, no, that was silly. I'm not going to give my energy to that. And then you feel free and you feel lighter,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean,
You lighten up.
you can bring that into your daily experience, like with your meditation practice. Like, you could wake up and say, I got to do this, I got to do this, I got to do this, I got all these things I got to do. Then just
Yes.
go sit in meditation for an hour, and
Yes.
you'll have so much clarity. Like, actually, I don't have to do that, I don't have to do that, I don't have to do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Instead, I'm going to follow what's in here, like
Yeah.
where this is guiding me, this beautiful heart, and
Yeah.
follow that, whatever that excitement is, whatever. And
I want to add, people think an hour's a long meditation. Perhaps it's not. I might wake 3:30 and meditate till 4:30 and then go get my day started. It's like, do you leave the house without brushing your teeth?
nope.
I do, but hopefully you do that. But I meditate, So it's like once you start meditating, it's like that. You won't leave the house without brushing your teeth. You won't leave the house without meditating. So it's like that. Just Give it a shot, man. Like what do you got to lose by sitting still? What are you that freaking afraid of that you can't sit with yourself for a little while?
Yes. Hmm. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. That's the thing I was doing. Like, back in the day, like I don't have time to meditate. Like, why would I meditate? Like, what's that going to solve with anything? Like, I got too much to do throughout the day. I've got, I was in TV, so and I was working at this company where I was overseeing a bunch of shows, and so I was like just jumping from show to show to show to show to show, throughout the day, and 30 different people coming in the office and wanting something from me, and the stress level just get higher and higher and higher. Where if I would just taken a little lunch break and gone and just meditated for that time, everything would
Yeah.
have came with so much more clarity, and a lot of those things would have just solved themselves. Like,
Boom. Things solve themselves. You don't need to go down into act and limitation, fly across the world, stop the wars. It's not your role to do that. Okay. It's not your role to get all twisted up in it. What it's your role to do is say, look, there's something that I don't prefer happening there. What would you rather prefer that gives you clarity? I would prefer to see peace. Okay, great. Where can I find peace inside of myself? Start there. That is how you bring peace to the world. It starts with you, inside of you.
yes,
Surrendering to the peace, surrendering your words to peace, surrendering actions to peace, surrendering your wants, your needs, your everything to peace. Once you
peace.
do, and you have peace inside of you, now you can give peace to the person next to you, or the person in the grocery store line, or in the person in the car next to you, or bring peace with you everywhere that you go. And where you
Yes,
go places and people are fighting, they stop fighting and they don't even know why, but it's just because you're there. And no, you don't even need credit for it. You're just there observing great things happening everywhere, being thankful and sending love out, and you're being the Bodhi, you're being Jesus, you're being God, you're being Allah, you're being the one that you are as part of everything. And if we all show up and we be that together, ooh.
ooh,
Now we don't, yeah. Now we live on a planet that has peace on it as soon as now. You ever heard if everyone just thought peace at the same time in the world, the peace would be on the planet? Well, think about it. That's true. We all send
it's
that
true.
thought wave out together, peace, and we talk about it and we share about it and we be it more than anything, live about it, then we shift to a version of the planet that has peace on it. And that
Yeah,
might be hard for you to believe because your mm, education has taught you that things are linear here. And while there's some truth to that, I'm younger today than I was 9 years ago. I'm younger
yeah,
today. There's no doubt about it that my body, that my mind, that everything about me is younger today than it was 9 years ago. So I know linearity is a joke
yeah.
and a beautiful one. And I just believe that where creation is now. When this person painted this picture behind me, it was now and now and now and now. They probably didn't talk about it that much, to be honest. The person who painted this picture, who paints a lot of pictures, um, Campbell Scramble, it's Red Rocks. He just loves painting. That's what he wants to do, you know? I
Yes,
love expressing, and this is what I love to do. So I'm
me
here,
too.
I show up for it. Yeah, we show up for it because we like this stuff. And look, we don't care if no one's watching or if the whole world's watching.
Yeah,
We would do this anyway because this is what we have to do. This is what is coming through us. It wants to be it's in our bones now. We got it early so that we can make it easier for you because you have to choose it easier, but we suffered so that you don't have to suffer. We didn't have to suffer anyway. We chose to suffer so that we could
yeah,
have this message here for you now who's tuning to this. Okay. It doesn't matter if you see this in a day or a year or 50 years. It doesn't matter. You are unlocking your consciousness to this level that's here for you, that wants to hold you, that wants to serve you, that knows who you are in truth, that has no judgment for you, that loves you no matter what you do today or yesterday or didn't do. You are free, you are free, you are free. You are known, You are loved. You are appreciated. Creation doesn't make mistakes. You wouldn't be here if creation made mistakes. So creation needs you to be you, to be you. However that expresses through you, be you.
Yes. And usually like that best version of you shows up through doing something that you're truly passionate about. You know, take
True.
out the money part of it and just follow that passion that's in your heart
Mm,
and
I
do
love
that.
it.
And then the
Yes.
money will show up. And but it's not that. It's doing what you love and doing that and just
Yeah.
and vibrating in that frequency. And like I love this. I've always loved being on camera. I've had like more challenging times getting up in front of a live audience. So I think that'll be a fun thing to do next
Oh, I
because
didn't
like
know that.
yeah, I mean even at Landmark, because we were at Landmark together, uh I would get up, I'd be shaking with the mic or whatever. um and and so that's exciting to me to like see something that maybe I fear, to like go out and do that with an audience because I want to dive into what I fear now, right? Like
Oh,
take this,
cool.
I was at an ayahuasca ceremony, and they also did the combo frog, right? Well, that
Yeah.
scared me. That scared me bad
Yeah.
because I hate purging. I hate like because that's all the combo. It's a frog medicine you put in, it goes through your system, and that's the whole idea is for you to purge. So that scared the crap out of me. So that's exactly why I did it because I'm. It's more exciting to dive into like what I'm scared of now, and because there's so many gifts on the other side of it, and like because you build all this stuff up in your head, like
Yes.
that
That's
it's
the
going to be
truth.
this
That
horrible,
right there.
awful experience. Yeah.
That is the truth right there. You actually make it scary by saying it's scary. If
Mm.
that bad news came and you were just like, "Okay, okay," and then you just went back to what you were doing, which was your highest excitement, that that bad news, it would change as soon as now, and it might change tomorrow or the day after. There's no such thing as bad news because why are you so arrogant to call it bad? Like, I don't know enough to call something bad anymore because everything that's been bad has been beautiful. So much beauty on it. I was taken care of every step of the way. I was caressed. I was loved. I was. I had air to breathe. I had water to drink. I had a roof over my head. I had a relationship with a plant. I had I had what I needed.
With the plate.
And
No, I love it.
yeah,
It doesn't
and
matter,
and
right?
we choo yeah,
It's
there was a
having
moment,
that
that's what I
relationship.
had.
I love it.
And that set me free. And now I still want things, actually. I like things. Like, I just got a friend of mine gave me this microphone, and we're doing podcasting too, and I couldn't turn it on quick enough. It was, like, set up that day, the sun was down, the next day, the sun was up. I'm co-creating here because I love this. I feel like I'm, like, playing video games as a kid. I'm just having fun out here.
Totally. Like we were sharing earlier, like, just getting more back to that childlike nature that we all have within us,
Yeah.
and to vibrate in that, like just go have fun, like
Yes.
no agenda, and just go out,
Yes.
whatever it is in nature, whatever is
Yes.
like your highest excitement, like
Yes.
and following that, because like like, and that's why I love like Bashar shared that like circumstances don't matter, only your state of being matters. What state of being are you choosing to be in? And I
Do I
find
prefer to
like
have?
when we're happier, when we're in joy, we're doing something we're passionate about, you're in a flow, you
Yes.
lose track of time for
Yeah.
sure. And then more great things just start coming to you because you're holding that frequency. So that whatever comes to you has to match that frequency that you're holding. So it's gonna come to you. So
It's
and
not even
what?
Go, keep going. Well, it's
No,
not
no.
coming to you, it's already there.
Yes,
The
yes.
illusion is that there's a law of attraction and something's over there and you gotta bring it to you here, or e everything is here and now. Everything you ever ask for is here now. It might be invisible to you. You have to realize it. How can you realize it? With your eyes? Make it real? Get happy and stay happy and watch what happens. That's all I got to do. We want to write books about it, and we got podcasts now going, and that's it. Creation is simple. Get happy and stay happy, and as soon as today, watch how beautiful your life is.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. And I love that.
Me too. Once you
So
know
that's the
that,
invitation, you know?
you can rely on it. You know what I mean? It's like before you know that, you're like, oh, how does this stuff work? I do this thing good for over here. I tried to help that person. You know, I really want to have this experience. I think a Porsche would feel real good. You know, I saw that since I was two and been plugging into that. And so you get confused of what is fulfillment, what fills you up. Gets
Mm,
confusing out here on the streets with the mind. But once you bring that
yes.
mind stuff and you sort of turn it down a lot, bring it down to your heart, now you start to realize things. And then you get new stuff for your mind. You bring down your heart, and then you take new actions through your guts. So your mind, heart, and guts are all aligned. And now you create a world where the power that creates worlds will flow through you into the people around you, into the circumstances around you, into everything around you. And there isn't a single circumstance that you can possibly create that will not be transmuted through you choosing to be happy now anyway, regardless of who got the gunk and who did what to who and what the story is over there and in the around the corner and the friends of the friends and you just focus on what you have right now and you get really thankful for it. That's it.
That's
Period,
it.
period, period.
You are free, you are free, you are free.
Thanks for
Yes.
coming.
Yeah, thank you. What a gift. Love sharing this, you know? Like
Yeah.
something came up while you're sharing and then we'll wrap it up, but then
Yeah.
like how
There's no
how we're
infinite
always
time.
supported, you know? Like like and what I've tuned to is that infinite intelligence is in everything and it's in everyone. But like tuning to that, it's like a blanket. It's like a blanket of love that you can just rest in, you know? And
Yeah.
if it because I noticed it like in my ski jumping days. Like I skied on the US ski team and traveled the world, did all that stuff. But like with the crashing, that's why I wanted to share the crashing. Like when you get in an accident or something, you feel this time dilation, like a car accident, or when I crashed in
Yes.
ski jumping. It felt this time dilation where everything slows down, super slow mo, like super slow mo. And I
Yes.
didn't know what that was back in the day. But then I was meditating one day uh, when I was staying with you. But then I
Mhm.
had that same experience, that slowdown, that blanket of love wrapped around me, and I wasn't doing anything but meditating. And you
Mm.
just feel this presence, that infinite intelligence that's just wrapping you. So
Yes.
essentially, you're always supported. We're always supported, and
Yeah.
it's you, it's me. It's like
Mhm.
you have that in you, but that's the infinite intelligence in you that's in everything. We're always supported, always blanketed. So when you tune to that you are, it makes everything so much easier in life. Just knowing,
Yes.
just that knowing that we're
I
here to
agree.
have an experience, and it's
Yeah.
supposed to be fun.
Yes. Joyous
Make it fun.
expansion.
Yeah.
Yes. And just allow it to be fun. I think it wants to be fun by itself. And it's just about loosening up, lightening up, like,
Yes.
oh, I can't I'm serious. I have a stock portfolio and I work at a doctor's office. And I mean, I love doctors. I love stocks. I love those things, actually. I got a lot of great experiences through them.
Oh,
And
sure.
those, like, let's have fun with those things too. Like, let's just have fun with all of it.
All of it. All of
Yeah.
it. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. It's a beautiful place and space to live, be, and have your way of beingness in the world.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's an honor. It's an honor to live now. I like what you said about being supported. I started something new came to me recently about support, and it's that people sometimes feel like they need to be supported by their hologram. Why am I not getting the support that I want? And if you ask this other question instead, which would be, why am I so supported right now? Why am I so supported all the time? And what you would
Mm,
start to see is you are supporting everything through your attention, your intention, and your actions. That is what supports the energy that manifests in your life. I'll say it one more time. You are supporting everything in your life. Nothing supports you. You support everything. And through you supporting it, you get supported through your energy, your intention, and your actions. That's all you have. You and me, we have this, we get both get gifted the same thing every day. Energy, intention, actions, like in a crypto wallet. We get a ton of energy received every single day, immeasurable amounts. We'll call it a million tokens a day. Okay. And then it's, what are you doing with your tokens? Where are you circulating it to? What are you giving your attention to? How are you using your energy in a way that's nice for the person next to you? It's nice for the people around you. It's nice for the state you're in. It's nice for the country you're in. It's nice, and it doesn't have to be a big thing. It can just be nice for the bugs that are in the room that come from aliens. I
yeah.
think we should talk about aliens, freaking ETs. Are you down?
Oh, for sure.
Okay. All right. All right. So here's what I know. I know that when you take plant medicine, you allow a lot of light into you because of these dimethyltryptamine, DMT, opening up your pineal gland, and you get happy. Okay. Psilocybin, you get happy. And it allows you to see things in a new way. And when you do that, you match the frequency of higher vibrational beings, okay, intelligent species that have transcended the lack and limitation that you're all twisted up in. And when you do that, you forget about lack and limitation and you get sort of high on life, okay, high on psilocybin. And those intelligent species start to get really curious about you because you're matching their frequency. And they have agendas just like we do, you know, and they get excited at the idea of co-creating with us, of us raising our consciousness enough to meet them on a peaceful, loving frequency where we can give them love, where we can receive their love. Okay. And we can all have a positive co creation here. Your fear based belief system came from television, who, interestingly enough, was a television executive for most of his working career and playing career. And so he knows that world. I know that world too. And how does television influence you? What do you think? I mean, the television, we are telling a vision now too. I'm not making it wrong. I'm just inviting us all to realize that what we put into our mind matters a lot. And if we just all got present enough to realize we didn't want to see certain things on social media, certain things on certain places, and we started just looking more at what we did want to see, that we would tune ourselves to the frequency of what we did want to see, and we would match the frequency of another Earth, another planet available now, because every second you're shifting through billions of parallel realities. There's a version of us that didn't get on this call today. There's a version of you who's not watching us right now. And then there's this version. So we are all choosing this now here together because we believe that there's something seeking to emerge through us here. And our hearts are happy doing this, right?
Yes, for sure. That's see, and that's what I love. Like you were sharing with the ET experiences, like it the plant medicines automatically raise your vibration, but you can do that through meditation, but it's a hack to get there really quick.
It's an
And
elevator.
yeah, and you match their vibration and they reveal themselves to you. And I mean, even I was still questioning the whole ET thing when you were super excited about it. We're in the ranch in Colorado, and
Mhm.
I was like, well, yeah, okay, I know the universe is so massive, so big that there's got to be other species out there, but for us to actually have experiences with ETs, I'm like, okay, well, we'll see, kind of
Yeah,
thing, you know. And I think that's how a lot of the world is. But and we tuned into Bashar's video on how to make contact,
and we
and
made contact.
what's that?
And we made
And we
contact.
made contact. Yes,
A lot of contact.
a lot of contact, and it was beautiful
We're
because
remembering.
remembered, yeah. But like the contact, like really, I mean, from my experience, was there's just so much love there, and there's so much love there
Mhm.
that it's uncomfortable. Like, but then you recognize it for what it's for, which is unconditional love, and then it just that wave of love just washes all over you and around you, and once you're like in a good space of that, then a higher octave of love comes at you, and like, whoa, you're uncomfortable again, but recognize it for what it is, unconditional love, and just rest in that peace and that love that you're being surrounded by. It's so cool. And then I
I
love
love
seeing
that.
ships.
Yeah, I love seeing ships too, and we've seen a lot. We've
Yes.
seen a lot. We've seen a lot of ships. So so here's the thing. I love what you just said. I have another version of it myself
Cool.
because for me, back then, when you were talking about back then, we were making contact with what matched our frequency then,
At the
what our
time,
frequency
yeah.
was able to hold then. And we got some clarity that the things that we were interacting with might have been some more negatively orientated beings. And that's not unusual, by the way. If you get caught up in greed, for example, you are getting caught up with an entity that an egregore, a thought form that has greed in it and therefore there is a vibration, a frequency of that that you get to experience in your life because of that. And that's not right or wrong. It just is what it is. And so you're already encountering entities that you don't register it as entities because nobody explained it to you that way before. But when you go to school, who do you think put that together? Well, entities put that together, you know, and they're getting more and more conscious all the time. And the teachers have big hearts and there's all this other stuff. And if we realize that we don't need to put our kids there and that we can find other loving creations where they get to practice with frequencies and test things out before they get into the real world and have fun and connection and love without deadlines and pressure and future tests and grades and GPAs and honor roll and those things aren't bad. Okay, they're experiences, and those things are we just don't need them anymore. You know,
Yeah.
you just follow your heart, kid. What do you want to do? Let's go. You
Yeah.
know,
Let's go.
my daughter texted me today. Actually, I haven't looked at the text. I'm actually excited to do it right now. And she says, "Can I get these 215 pieces rainbow color jigsaw puzzle building set toys for adults?" I'm curious as to what she's going to do with these because she's sort of not that innocent anymore. And I'm going to say yes, yes to her for sure. You can, yeah,
Well,
happy to.
I'm stoked that you brought up about that experience. Yes, because they're matching where we're at vibrationally at the time. So yeah, even if they were lower vibrational beings, the first ones, like, for me, showing up is just like how truly like unlimited we are to even connect with these other worldly species or whatever. And yeah, there's scary moments with the, yeah, because they visited for like 5 nights in a row. And but I was so grateful for that experience. But yes, as time has gone on, I've learned I would like to connect with higher vibrational beings, the star people, the galactic, Arcturians and the Palladians, and they come through, and that's where the love is for sure. So much
Yeah.
love.
And there's still love in the other one, actually.
Oh
It
yeah.
you were totally accurate in what you said. It's just that, like, they well, there's a point where you love everything and you could still wanna destroy a part of it or,
Mm, yeah.
you know,
I get that. Yeah.
um, I because the destroy is not that serious. Destroy. You can't destroy by the definition of existing. That's the thing. By definition of existing, you exist, and creation doesn't make mistakes, so you exist for a reason. And Nothing is destroyed. Energy is never destroyed. It's only transmuted, right? And so
Yeah,
through our interactions with ETs, we transmuted a lot of energy that brought us bliss and happiness and appreciation and harmony and connection and also separation, also the opposites of these things. And now what I sort of strive to do is to walk the middle path. It's not to be all the way over here in the love and light and or all the way over here in the dark. It's just to sort of weave my way through the middle and appreciate the darkness in me and the light in me and the darkness in others and the light in others and just love it all how it is.
absolutely. Love it all how it
Mm,
is.
yeah.
Yes, finding that nice middle ground, that balance. I mean, that just came through. Like it's the yin and yang, right? Just finding that middle ground. That's where the magic happens, and you get the dark and the light in balance, and it creates that the activation really of your
Yes.
third eye too. You know,
Your whole
it's like
energy
that
system.
trinity, that triangle, that the balance, the black, the white, and the third eye. Like I don't know, I was
Yes.
just catching that with Mateus the other day, sharing that.
Yes. Yes. That's perfect. And the other thing is you don't want to polarize too much up on the light side of things either, because when you do that, even though I'm one with the light, I rest forever in the bosom of the light. Okay. And when you make anything else sort of like the wrong part, then you're invalidating part of yourself because that's creation. It's you. And you created that for experience. And so there's a whole bunch of stuff here on the planet that's coming out now that
Yeah.
is blow your mind because there are things that have been in place that you've been in agreement to, but you didn't know it. You did know it, maybe at a soul level, on the street level, you didn't. And now you're going to be made aware of it. And if you don't do the change on the inside, you're going to see the change on the outside. You'd rather see it on the inside. You'd rather do the work
Yes.
yourself, go inside. You'd rather sit still, I think, and be with yourself. And consciousness is going to keep giving you opportunities to sit still, to be still. It will take those worries, those future things off of the table for you so that you can level up who you're being now, so that you can shift to a version of the planet that matches what you've asked for. But that can't happen until you become the change that you wanted to see in the world. And you have to be able to see where your past actions were wrong. Not wrong in the sense you did something wrong, wrong in the sense of they created what you didn't want. So now it's time to use your clarity and your presence to create what you do want. And you can have what you want as soon as today once you match the frequency of it. So be the change you want to see in the world and live in a world that you love. Heaven on earth is here now. It's not something that we have to wait for. It's here now. It's
Here
available
now.
now for you. It's a mindset. And once you tune to it, everything else becomes less important.
Absolutely. That's exactly it. I'm so grateful you shared that because that is
Yeah.
exactly it with life. Getting good on the inside, yes. And like there could be a lot of things in this exterior world coming up, a lot of things exposed, like you're saying. Like so getting good in here and holding that unconditional love in your heart. Um, and just one person holding that in their heart, like in a town, you can affect the whole town, right? Or
Yes.
in a way where you're a guide and way shower for them, like Neil's happy all the time, and you are,
Hmm.
and I love that
Not all the
because
time.
even if I'm like challenging today, just having a conversation with you, it gets you right back to who you truly are, you know. And then you're spreading more of that, and that's why I'm grateful that we're here today, sharing this and sharing our experiences like this because that's how we help you. I'm sure like tons of because we attract a lot of light workers and star seeds and shadow workers, you know, because it's all us. Um, and and even just hearing one thing that something resonates inside you, like activate the light within inside you, you know, and go forth and share more of that light with the
Yes.
world. That's the
It's
idea
like you
we're
have a
all.
candle. You have a candle. It doesn't cost you anything to light your candle. And then you just light other people's candles just by being you.
Just being you, yes. Just like you're saying,
That's all that's required here.
that's it. it's a wild shift. Like it's a wild shift, like from your programming growing up to now, just being you, holding that light, holding love in your heart, holding that love for others and empathy and compassion,
Yeah.
and just holding that, holding a higher
Mhm.
frequency. It's so cool. It's
Yeah.
such a gift, and so that's the idea here.
The last
We
thing I
can,
wanna say is that
yeah,
it goes like this. Your journey,
yes,
it's like starts down here, it goes up and down, but you're always getting a little higher. My lows now are higher than my highs were back in the day. And so be kind to yourself. If you fall off, you go back down, that's okay. That's normal. We all do that. Just have fun with this. I think the more fun you have with it, the more fun you'll see. The more wins, quote unquote, that you celebrate, the more you'll see. That is where the law of attraction is correct. It's what you choose has occur to you really
mm,
changes your whole perception of reality. And I see this moment as being worth more than $1 billion. And so therefore, I mean, if this is infinite, this value that is here right now that is being transferred out into the field, this is uh, there's no way to measure it because anytime you measure something, you limit it. So this is
mm,
an unlimited experience, and it doesn't matter what your situation has been. You can transform your situation as soon as today, and it all starts with how you feel.
absolutely. Back to that. Circumstances don't matter. Only your state of being matters.
Yes.
Hold that joy. Hold that love. Well, beautiful, my brother.
Cool, brother. Well, thanks for
Thank
being
you, my
here.
galactic soul
Well,
brother, and thank you for everyone tuning in, and thank you for liking, and subscribing, and sharing, and
yes,
sharing more light with the world,
yes.
and sharing. Uh, that's why I just love to share. We love to share because
We love to
it's
share.
it's brought us so much, so
Yeah,
much.
that's why. That's why we do this. We
Just
do
want
this
to
because
express it because it's brought so
we
much to
got
us.
so much out of it. We're happy
Yeah.
to give it to you. Neither of us thought we'd be here sharing this stuff.
Mm-mm.
Never in a million years when we met, like
No.
7 years ago or 6 years ago, whatever it was. Freaking, we never thought that we would be doing this. We're doing this now because it's what we have to do. It doesn't matter if
Yes.
people are here or not. This is what we choose to be. It's even better that people are. I'm happy, you know, because it reinforces that I'm unconditional. My
Mm.
state of being is unconditional. The the one is the all and the all is the one. And I think this material will link up with the right person in the moment for them to bring them the right thing that they need in that now. And I'm happy to be a cooperative component in that because I know what other cooperative components, a lot of ETs have done for me. And so if I can spread that even more, it's my highest excitement. A Fender amplifiers with the guitar, just
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
All
Beautiful.
right, I'm gonna hit end. We can
Yeah,
still
hit
stay
it.
here though.
Thank you. Bless you. Love